Correct. So this is the whole world is working to make the software product delivery. Correct. Do you agree with me? So now the point here would be, fine, we are going to just do the software delivery process, and we are just going to make the process which is going to be automized. Okay, where we are going to do this in the software delivery. Fine. So if we are talking about the software delivery, then where you are going and how you are going to do the automation and which stakeholders. I would say where means it is the software delivery cycle. If the software delivery cycle is involved, you are going to automate across the teams. Correct. The next keyword you have to understand is across the teams you are going to do an automation. So which is the basic team in the soft IT industry, which is going to be a development team and the testing team and the support team, which can be a production support or which can be application support, any team. Okay, you can say that infrastructure team maybe or sysadmin team. So anything you can just call it. I would say that as a support team. Do you agree with me, guys? So the software delivery should go across these teams. Is it clear? This point is clear to you in this? So please interact with me. Otherwise, I don't know whether the technical connection is there. People are
yes, Sundar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Very good. So across the team, you are going to work. So now what I am going to do is, now the role play is going to be like this. Bhavana is going to be a developer, Kiran is a tester, and who is the Rakesh is the support engineer, infrastructure guy. Okay, you got the point now. Now,
First of all, I know the requirements. After that, we'll proceed for the code design.
Code design, that's fine. So that part, delivery part, yeah. So yeah, fine. Good point. Fine. You will be saying the requirement gathering and the code design, and you will do the analysis, and you will do some development. Correct. Finally, you will do the development. Now, let's say that you have developed it. What you will do then? Bhavana, you have developed the code. Then what you will do?
Then we'll proceed for the testing.
Correct. Very good. So you will give to the Kiran. Correct.
Yeah.
So Kiran, what you will do with that now then? Don't go on mute, guys. Please don't go on mute. You please online, be online. There is no issue. Okay. Please be online and we can talk together. Kiran. No?
Yes, Sundar.
Yes. What you will do with that now? So you, Bhavana gave the things to the testing team. Correct.
So I will take the content and I will test each of the. So is everything working correctly?
Okay. So where you will be testing? You can I call your testing medium as an environment? You will be doing the things in the testing environment. Correct?
I'll test them in testing environment. So and I will send back the results to the developers. Okay. So if I find any bugs, so I'll send them to the developer team.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So if everything is getting passed, then where you will hand it over? Everything is passed. There is no bugs.
The support team for the deployment.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. So you will send it to the support team for the deployment. Now the Rakesh comes into picture. So now Rakesh, what you will do now?
We'll maintain the software, or we'll be working with the production department.
Exactly. So you will be working with the production department, or you will be working with the server. Simply in the technical terminology, you will be working with the server to do this. Correct. So now you know the complete cycle. So if you are making these people to talk together, okay, then that is called as a DeVops. So we are going to give the tool automatically. Bhavana will not give it to Kiran. So Kiran will not give it to Rakesh. So everything can be automated by using this DevOps tools. Now we are going to see how we are going to do it. But this is a requirement in the software world that the flow has to automatically go like this. There should not be any manual intervention. Previously, there was a manual intervention that is called as a build and release. Correct. The previous technology, the same technology, was called as a build and release or a development engineer or a configuration manager or a SCM engineer or a sysadmin. So everything, this bits and pieces, it was called as this technology. But now, as a combined one, it is called as a DevOps engineering. Okay, so this is how the DevOps engineering got evolved. Okay, and the first and foremost thing that you have to understand here is Agile. Okay, why DevOps? Because of Agile. You know what is Agile methodology of making the software fast, parallel development. Okay, when there is a parallel development, okay, in the industry, there is a requirement to deliver the software parallelly. Understood? So it doesn't mean that how you are making the software with Agile very fast. That is a methodology. If you don't know about Agile methodology, just know about it. It is a SDLC cycle. Previously, people were using waterfall model to make their software development, but later there was an evaluation, and then they have started using a methodology called Agile nowadays. Okay, last 5 years people are moving towards Agile. So what is Agile? Is the way of developing the software faster in a very collaborative way. Okay. Now, if you are developing the fast developing the product very fast, then you have to deliver the product also very fast. So the development is the one piece of the cake and the delivery is the other piece of the cake. Then with this one only you can sell the product as a platter to our in a platter to our client. If you are only doing the development fast and delivery late also, client will treat us. Simple. Do you agree with me, or do you this make sense right to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
To combine it together, this is the main reason that we are going for the DevOps techniques. So everybody wants in the world to just go to start their DevOps practices. Okay. Now the problem statement is clear. Why the DevOps and where we are going to implement this DevOps? No? Yes, clear?
Hello.
Yes, Kiran, tell me.
Can we use the DevOps theory in other software delivery models like waterfall?
Yeah, I will explain. I'm going to explain you with the manual one and agile one. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
But right now you understand why the DevOps and where you are going to implement this DevOps and what is DevOps? So what is DevOps? The answer is automation process. Okay, where you are going to do this automation process in the software delivery. How you are going to make it by using the DevOps tools. This is the first point that you have to take away from this topics. And next is going to be where you are going to do this across the team. Okay, across the team we are going to implement this DevOps practice. Why we are going to do this? Because of the Agile methodology. Since the people wants to move to the Agile methodology, then you are going for this DevOps practices. Okay, to make the delivery fast. Now let's discuss more on that topic. Now we will just little bit moving to the technical part. Let's move on. Okay. So now I would be making a thin line between two parts. Now what I would say is this is the development part and this is the delivery part. I would say it is the delivery part. Correct. The software delivery has to happen this side and the development has to happen this side. Okay. So now what is the role play which is Bhavana is doing? So she is developing the software, correct? So she is the developer. So once the software is getting developed, okay, what is the challenge in the world is if you want to automate the code, the code base to be automated means first of all you need to have some version controlling system. Version control system. Okay. So you have to store the code, right? You have to store the code with the each and every versions somewhere in the world. Okay. So to store that you need to have some tools. That tool name is nothing but the Git or SVN. Okay, so you will either store the things in the Git tool or you will be storing that in the SVM. So what Bhavana will do is she will write her code and save it to some tool called Git or SVM because it should be the versionized tool because you have 20 releases, correct? In the real time you will be having the 20 releases. So now if you are running with the 20th release, if you want to go back to the 15th release also you have to move back, correct? So that version should be saved in each and every code in your product. So if Facebook is having this many releases means, so if they at any point of time they need to look back their previous releases. For that, if they are having some tools like any version controlling tool, then it will be very useful. So this is called as a source control management system, this part. So source control management system. This part is called as a SCM, source control management system. It can be a Git or SVM. Are you getting the point first of all here? Are you getting the point, guys? Here. So why this code control system is required?
Yeah, to maintain the software versions.
Exactly.
So as you already told, so we can get back to the previous versions whenever we need. So if there is something wrong with the newer version, so we need to get back to the older version.
And one more thing is
and we can make some changes to the newer system, so without any disturbance to the live environment production.
Exactly. So this is what. So the code. So the responsibility of a DevOps engineer first starts from this code phase. Understood?
Yeah.
So now you can ask me. So what are the roles and responsibilities that I have to do in this one? So when you are talking about this code one, what I would say is SCM tool, so Git and Maven. So we are going to, Git and SVM. So in this code we are going to talk about the two major tools, which is Git and SVM. Okay. Then what you are going to do, so you are going to work as an admin on this tool, so to maintain the user access management, and you are going to do the dump and the garbage collection of this tool. You are going to take the backup of the code, and you are going to just restore the things whenever there is an issue is coming. So, and like this, you should be an expert in that, expert in the concepts. Okay, all these repository concepts, you have to be experts in all the techniques. Okay, so that you are going to educate the developer. So you are the second level of contact of the developers if there is an issue in this tool. Understood? So it is very important when you are talking about the management perspective. The code base has to be very secure, and it has to be in a safest situation every time. Okay. So for that, the DevOps engineer need is required. Okay. So now that's fine. So you have the code, and you have to know what Bhavana has to give the things to delivery team. Correct. Bhavana has to give the things directly to the delivery environment. So which can be the testing team. But normally in the world, can you give directly the code to the delivery? Okay, can you give the code directly to the testing team? Is it possible? Or directly to the client, which is not possible. So what you have to do, you have to do some transformation of your bare code, right? You have the code and you cannot just give the code like that. So what you have to do? So you have to transform the code. That transformation, the technical word is called as a build. Okay. So you have to do the build the code. For that you need to use the build tools which is available in the market, which can be a Maven or it can be an Ant. Okay. So these are all the different tools which will be available to make your build. And what will be the output of the build is going to be either a jar file or a war file or a EAR file or a zip file or an exe file, or it can be a ZZ. So these are all the different files which is available in the market. So now your product, the Bhavana's product, is transformed into any one of this format, and it will be transformed into it will be deployed. I would say it is deployed. So Bhavana will deploy the things to in the Kiran's environment. Okay. Up to this, is it clear? I will be explaining more on this part. This is called as a binary. So you have to provide the binary files to the. So you have to change any product into the binaries. Understood? Any product. Facebook cannot be just deployed like that. Facebook has to be changed as any binary format. It can be a var or it can be a EAR. Okay. Then that package only will be installed on the servers. So now the testing team is nothing but the environment. So environments are nothing but the servers. Correct. So it will be installed. This process is called as a deployment. This process is called as a deployment. Okay. So this was the waterfall model actually. So manually you will take the code, you will do the build, and you will deploy everything manually, and you will test the server. So this was the waterfall model. That previously it was what? Okay, manually. But now we need to automate this, correct? So now we have to do the automate this thing with the different DevOps techniques that we are going to choose. But up to this, is it clear, guys? The source management, it is clear. And Rakesh, is it clear? What about this build tool?
Yeah,
So
actually, I have a doubt. So we'll not be using Jenkins over here in the build tool.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about
Okay.
it. Got the point? So up to this, is it clear, guys? Rakesh, Kiran, and who is that? Bhavana.
Yes.
Clear, fine. But all these things was manual, right? So one day I asked, can you explain me the various models, waterfall and agile? So this was waterfall, okay, one by one. It was happening one by one, correct? Now, the DevOps, if you are talking about the DevOps, the word that you have used, you have to use is nothing but the CI and CD, okay? The word that you have to use, the word is called CI and CD, which is nothing but the continuous integration and the continuous delivery. That is the reason I have just separated the things into two parts. So, which is the development part, and then there is the delivery part. So, to do this automation, there is an intermediate tool which I am going to use. It's nothing but there is a tool called Jenkins now. Now, slowly, when you are talking about Agile and the DevOps, Jenkins will come into picture. So what is this Jenkins, which is nothing but the CI and the CD tool? So what is this CI and CD is the next question. Okay. Making this automation, making this process automized. So what is the CI process automized? What is CI? So whenever Bhavana is developing the code and committing the code into the server, okay, this is Bhavana. It's a joke, okay? Don't take seriously. So, whenever the Bhavana is committing the code into any SCM system, automatically the code will be checked out and the build will be triggered and the binaries will be ready. This two process will be automatically triggered when there is a change in the code base. This is called as a continuous integration. So continuously you are integrating the product and the changes are always ready to deploy. That's it. So it means that whenever the letters are getting posted in the post box, immediately the postman or somebody will collect it and put it into the post office to make that letter ready for the delivery. Understood? Otherwise, daily twice only you will take the letter from the post box. The 4 letters will be collected from only 2 times in the day. You mean what? That is the waterfall model. But you are making some mechanism, whenever you are posting the letter in the post box, immediately it will reach the post office. That is called continuous integration. That continuously the process is getting integrated. Is it clear? It should be very crystal clear for you, otherwise it will be very difficult. Bhavana, Rakesh, got the point?
Yes.
Okay. So now I want some tools to make this CI and CD for me. I talked about CI, right? Then what is CD? So whenever the letters are ready in the post office, it has to be delivered to the particular client automatically. That is called a CD, continuous delivery or continuous deployment. Understood?
Yeah.
So in this case, it is what Agile is, correct. In this case, this is called Agile is. So you are not waiting for anybody else, and the things are happening parallelly by using the CI and CD. Whenever Bhavana is doing a change, the things are getting built. And now with the CD process, it is getting delivered immediately either to the testing team or a production team or a staging team or a pre-sales team or a QA team or a dev team or any team. Okay, correct. Any team in the world. So that is called CI and CD, which is achievable by using an intermediate tool called Jenkins. Now this is the answer for Rakesh's question, correct?
Yes.
So somebody asked when you will be using Jenkins. So in this stage, now you are going to use this Jenkins. Okay.
Yeah.
So can anyone explain me what I have told till now to you? Reverse schedule. Give a reverse schedule to me. What you understand, let me check.
Yeah, actually you explained about two methods. One is waterfall and one is agile. And in waterfall method, we have the SCM, the source control management system.
No. Don't go on that mode. Okay.
Okay.
Just to talk about the.
So
Don't go on.
okay, the development team is the development is done in source control management system.
Very good.
And we will be transferring. And we will be building.
What is the name of the tool that the source control management system? So what is the name of the tool that you can use it for that?
Is a
Git or SVN?
GitHub is a repository, right?
Yeah, so I have not talked about GitHub yet. Okay, so don't talk about.
Oh.
Yeah, you see here. You see and tell me, right?
Yes, the VCS tools are.
VCS tools, I have not talked about VCS tools. I talked about Git and SVN to you, correct?
Yeah, source control management.
Yeah, this is what I asked. So what is the tool? So here, see, you don't tell me what the tool. VCS is a different tool. Okay, GitHub is a different thing. Okay, you don't tell me the market standard. Let's discuss about this one, and slowly we can move on. You can ask me question. Okay, so that you told only Git, but what is the GitHub? So you can ask like that the question. But right now you have to only concentrate on Git and the SVN. Okay. VCS is not a tool. VCS is nothing but a version controlling system. Okay. And I thought you were talking about there is a tool called VSS. Okay. This is also a tool which is available to do the same one. Okay, fine. So now Git and SVN is a tool which is going to manage your source. And we will be talking about the GitHub later. Okay. So GitHub and all, it is just a cloud version of the Git. You can say that GitLab and also Bitbucket. But this jargons and all, we will not talk about now. So we will be talking about later. So if you don't understand this, it is very difficult for you to understand this. Okay. But the parent is this one. Okay. Fine. So now go ahead. So you have the source control system and you are using Git and SVN. Then later, what you will do?
Yeah, once the development is done and we will be building the code.
Bhavana, there is a noise from your side. I will put you on mute.
Yeah.
Are you fighting with anyone?
No. Someone is.
Someone is fighting.
No. I'm in a PC. That's why.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just kidding. Now with the song is
Yeah. Okay, that's okay.
Fine. Yeah, go ahead, Rakesh.
Yeah, once the development is done, we'll be building the code. And we'll be deploy the code to test.
Okay. So now what are all the build tools which is available to do this job? Kiran.
Yeah, 1 second. So Maven and.
Very good. Okay. So what will be the output? Why are you building that? Why are you using this tool?
So it will be any of the following. So it may be the jar file, war file.
Correct. So why are you converting? So why are you converting this to the jar file and war file? Why?
So we need to deploy it to the test environment, right? So it would be easy if we compress them and make it as a package.
Very good. So it should be the non-human readable format, and the name of the technique is called binaries. Okay.
Yeah.
So make that a binary and deploy. Okay, I am deploying it. But why the Jenkins is coming to picture then? Why should I use that?
So it is for the parallel delivery of the software, right?
Correct. To make the CI and CD. So now my question would be, what is CI and what is CD?
So in the continuous integration, so the developers will commit the code to the source control system. So and the build is automated through continuous integration process in Jenkins.
Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Now then, okay, I have a build and build is ready. Then
Yeah, and then we need to test it. We need to test it through continuous delivery, and the result is sent back to the developers. So whether if it executes well, so everything is right. So whatever may be the result, we need to send it back to the development team.
correct. That is the testing part. We will not talk about it. So CD is nothing but just a deployment. That's it. It will not be tested. It is Kiran's headache that he is going to test it through the how it is his own autonomy to test it. But what we will do is, as a DeVops engineer, we will be take the code from Bhavana and we will be giving the things to Kiran's environment. That's it. That is CD deployment. You deploy and forget everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Bhavana, I'm putting you on mute.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Mute Bhavana. That's fine. No issue. So now the CD is done, boss. CD is nothing but, this is nothing but a Jenkins is nothing but an alarm. Okay, it's tool like an alarm. So at particular time, if you want to do something, it will be triggered. That's it. But you have to configure everything in this there. In this. So you have to configure a CI job and you have to configure the CD job. And the CD job will be triggered. Now the problem, we will be coming to the delivery part. So till now the development part is done. Okay. When you are talking about the delivery part, you will be talking about the different servers, correct? You will be talking about the different servers to do the activity. Test server will be there and the UAT server, development server and the UAT server will be there. UAT environment will be there and the production environment will be there. So these are all the different environment that we have to handle, correct? Do you agree with me? So it means that simply, literally, you are going to handle each single environment will be having a multiple servers, correct? You will be having a multiple servers in a single environment. So this is what then deployment might be, correct? Do you agree with me now? It means that there is a multiple server is getting deployed in a one deployment. So you want to make the multiple, you want to manage this multiple environments. Okay. To make this multiple infrastructure management, there is a need in the world, and that is called as a configuration management. Okay, there is the need of a tool called a configuration management tool, because I need to manage lot of infrastructure. So that is called as a configuration. So that is called as a chef and a puppet and Ansible. So these are all the different tools which is available in the market to make your configuration management system. So you can ask me, then what is this configuration management system? Okay. So when you are doing the deployment, when you are doing the CD process, you see, when you are doing the CD process into the servers, okay, so you have to use the CD job will be having the chef and puppet architecture, and after that you have to use this. So Chef, Puppet, Ansible are nothing but the infrastructure automation tool or the configuration management tool. So if you running the application in a real time, okay, let's say you are running a blog, understood? You are running your Bhavana blog. So what is the prerequisite Bhavana for this? you need a content, correct? Okay, Bhavana is on mute, right? Let me ask to Kiran and Rakesh. Kiran, you are going for a blog, Kiran. Okay, come on, my dear.
Yeah.
So now you need to have the content for sure, correct? You are going to create a marriage blog. Okay, for you there is a marriage and you are going to create a blog, and there will be a photos and there will be a content first of all, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what you need to do, first of all you need to have the server, correct?
Yeah.
And you need to have some software to host the blog, and automatically always the URL has to be up and running, correct?
Yeah.
So for this, what you have to do is, this is how it has to be. So we will be just coming to this now later. So just I am going to save it, demo Kiran, and I will be talking in the way. Okay, now what is happening is, I need to have the server Kiran. Okay, you need to have the server Kiran, sorry, server, and in that the prerequisite is your content. It can be a HTML content or whatever it is. Content is up to you. So you will be designing your HTML file. But before the content, you need to have some URL which is up and running. So you need a web server, correct? You need to have a web server in that. So it is going to be HTTP. Then you need to have, if you want this before this you need to have the Java. So Java software installed on the machine. Okay. So now this is the two prerequisites, and on the in this two requisites, this is nothing but the software requirement, correct?
Yeah.
So this is an application. This is an application. So this is what you are going to deploy. So this is what you are going to deploy on the server. So this is the application which you are going to deploy. But this is before that. This is some software configuration that you need to have it, correct? This two softwares has to be installed in this server. Otherwise, the server will not work. This content, this HTML content will not work on the servers. Okay, so now this is your production environment or a testing environment. You are going to deploy the application of this HTML content into this server, and the prerequisite is Java software and the web server. So these three things, if you want to combinedly put the logic, then that logic is called as the chef and puppet logic. Understood?
Okay.
So now what you will do is, either in a chef or puppet, you will be writing this logic, or Ansible, you will be writing this logic, and it is common for all the servers. Right? The deployment servers, you might have lot of different technology, lot of different configuration. And there is something called configuration files also. See, there will be config file. So in that config file, what it will be written as, you have to use this port 8080 for the server. You have to use some other token. So you will be using the tokens of the particular project. So it's nothing but a file configuration. So this file configuration also needs to be go into the server when there is a deployment activity. So this is combinedly called as, if you want to do such kind of management activity of your application and your software and your files, the configuration files or any infrastructure related things on the server, then you have to go for the tool called Chef, Puppet and Ansible. So I am not saying and it is or. Any in a real time a company can use, either they can use Chef or a Puppet or Ansible. They will not use all three. Okay. Now you got the point?
Yeah.
So this is how the Chef and Puppet works. So the CD is achieved by using the configuration management tool, which can be a Chef, Puppet or Ansible. Okay. Or if it is a small environment also, people will go for the shell script to do that. They will be writing the shell scripts. So either way, this can work. That's the reason it is called as a practice. So each company can use their own way. It's a process. You can follow any process if you want. Okay, it doesn't mean that hard and fast rule that you have to use Git and you have to use Maven, you have to use Jenkins, you have to use Chef, and you have to use the I would say physical server or AWS server. So it doesn't mean that any hard and fast rule is not there with this technology now. Okay, you can use any, you can choose. Now the next problem in the DevOps is people are not using physical servers. Okay, So in a company, you are not owning the physical server. So they want that to be cloud, in the cloud. Then when you are talking about the cloud, then this complete server or this complete environment will be replaced by the cloud architecture. Understood? You know what is cloud? What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but a virtual environment. That's it. So you are working with the Gmail. Okay. So do you have your Gmail contents in your place? No. It's there in the cloud. So cloud is nothing but the service. So it is nothing but the platform as a service or software as a service. So this is a concept that we talk about when you are talking to the cloud. We'll be talking about either they give the platform itself as a service or just a software itself as a service. But anything, you are not going to own any infrastructure part or you are not going to own any overheads. So it will be the cloud company that they will be taking care of it. So the best cloud company nowadays in the world is nothing but AWS, Amazon Web Services. So we are going to talk about the Amazon Web Services, lot of Amazon Web Services code, which is very important service of Amazon is nothing but EC2, it's the server instance. Okay. So the same server, physical server or any OS or any server can be created by the service. One of the service which is given by AWS is called EC2 service. The storage service, we are going to talk about the storage service of Amazon, and we are going to completely create a network layer which is going to be the VPC. Okay, your company's network in a very configurable way, that is virtual public private cloud. We are going to talk about the VPC, and okay, I have the servers and all those things is there, but I need to have some load balancing between the servers. Okay, it is called elastic load balancer. It is one of the service that it's going to manage the load between the server, and it's a clustering part. Okay, I have a December season and there is a more sales is going and my server is getting loaded more. So automatically you have to increase your server numbers or the server space or server capacity. That is called auto scaling. Okay, automatically my cloud. Okay, I am launching the one more business. Okay, and I want to create the same setup later or a same setup for other countries. That is called cloud formation. Okay, like this, lot of services are there. Okay, so I am service to maintain the user access management inside the cloud. So it is nothing but simple to for you. Don't get confused too much. Either you are going to, as a DeVops engineer, you are going to do the things in a physical environment or in a cloud environment. That's it. You see the difference here? It can be a physical server for you or it can be a AWS server for you. That's it. So both are same. But the environment is different and the cloud setup you have to know as a DeVops engineer. It is your responsibility. Nowadays, people are expecting you. It is not your responsibility, but as a DevOps engineer, it will be very added advantage that if you are knowing about this AWS. Okay, AWS is the Amazon Web Services, and you have lots and thousands of services, but maximum 10 services is needed for the DevOps engineer. So these are all the very important services of your AWS. So we will be talking about this AWS services also in our class. So till now I have talked about lot about servers. So first prerequisite which we are going to talk about in this class is going to be your Linux commands and the Linux administration, little bit of administration. Then I am going to talk about the shell script. Then I will be talking about just a moment. Vikram, can you come little 10 minutes later? Vikram?
Yes.
Can you come? Yeah, can you join 10 minutes after 10 minutes?
Yeah, Sundar, sure.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah. So what is happening here is, so we will be talking about the shell script. We will be talking about SVN. We will be talking about Maven. Sorry, we will be talking about the Git, the tools, which are the technical tools that I am talking about. We will be talking about Maven. We will be talking about Jenkins. we'll be talking about all the concept of Jenkins. We will be talking about something called Artifactory. Okay, it's a tool that it comes with CI is achievable. So this is the tool. It will be coming in this architecture, this Artifactory or Nexus. So two tools which is available in the world. So this tool will be coming into this one. So finally, the binaries are getting stored in your Artifactory. From this Artifactory, directly you will be doing for the deployment. The production deployment and all will be accessed from this Artifactory only. Okay, so we'll be talking about the Artifactory, and next we will be talking about the chip, we will be talking about the Puppet, we will be talking about Ansible. So all are the similar tools, and next we will be talking about the different AWS services which is available for the world, and finally we will be talking about something called Docker. Okay, so I will be telling you Docker later. So Docker is nothing but a container tool. You see. So I have told you, right, the testing, UAT and the production. So by using the Docker environment, you can, it is a very highly virtualized tool. You can completely run this environment in a single machine by using the Docker as a different container. That's it. So the Docker is a highly virtualized tool. If you are using 10 servers, you can use one server, and that 10 applications or 10 environments can be handled in one server as a 10 containers. That's it. So like this, you just remember Docker. So, but if I'm talking about Docker, it will be very difficult for you to understand what is Docker and how it is getting implemented. Okay. So in the due course, maybe you can understand about the Docker. But this is the pure technical things that we are going to discuss in the class. Okay. Is it clear or not clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yes.
Sundar, will you be teaching us any scripting like Python or Ruby? I think Ruby is needed for Chef, right?
See, Ruby, when I'm teaching Chef, okay.
Yeah, will you be teaching us the Ruby also? Or?
Yeah, so while we are writing a recipes without Ruby, we cannot write the recipe. So that will be covered.
Yeah, okay. So and where
For
do
Chef,
we use Python?
sorry?
Where do we use Python scripts?
Where do you use Python scripts, or
Yeah.
what you will be, so your question is in Chef what you will be using like that? What is
So
your
in Chef
question?
we will be using Ruby, right? Because it is based
Correct.
on Ruby.
Correct.
So my question is, where do we use Python scripts?
See, you can use Python scripts in the various stages. Okay. So, for example, what you can do is the build things will be there, right? It depends on the companies to companies.
Yeah.
Okay. Few build things, for example, they are using, some companies might use shell script. Okay, and some companies will use shell script plus Python to do their build part. In this Maven, instead of doing this in the Maven, if it is the old style of company, they will be using the Python also, Python or Code also to do that activity. This is the first thing that they are working with the Python. And second point is to do the deployment, instead of shell script, they can use the Python also.
Okay.
So these are all the different things. But nowadays it is getting changed. Okay. So people don't want to use shell script. So maximum they can go with the Ansible. Okay, this is what Puppet or Ansible. Since it's open source, Ansible is a completely open source. Chef and Puppet is partially open source. Chef is pure, it's not open source. That's a problem.
Okay. I think AWS also uses Chef for this, right? So for what you call infrastructure.
No, AWS is completely, yeah, AWS is completely a different. AWS is not like a Chef or Puppet. Okay. AWS is.
They use the same Chef tool for configuration management, right?
Come again, please. Your voice is breaking for me.
AWS also uses the Chef tool for configuration management.
Exactly. But I thought that you are asking about what is the link between the AWS and the Chef. This is what I thought your question is. Even everybody started using Puppet and everybody started using Ansible. Okay. So previously Chef was having a more market share, but now the Puppet is having the more market share because of that open source.
Okay.
And that's what. So AWS is a very, it will be very interesting. AWS is really, I like, in this DevOps tools, I like only Docker and AWS.
Okay.
Docker is unimaginable actually. Now in the world, maybe in 5 years, Docker will completely be replaced. You know, all the software and all, it is coming as a Docker image now. For example, you want to install a software from the download the software and install the software in your computer. Previously, how you will be having? So you will be having a zip, or you will be having a tar file, or R. This will be the three things in the world. But now I would able to see that those softwares are also being, the fourth option is there, Docker image. So they are giving that as the image also, Docker images also. And finally, what you can do is, I will not tell you now, so you will be having one final exercise also with us. Okay. So this is how the exercise will be. The complete, for me, the Hello World program is there, right? So Bhavana is writing a and it is going to be committed in Git or SVN, and Hello World will be changed to Jar. It will be coming to Artifactory, and Artifactory will be, so from this Artifactory CA you will be using Jenkins, and CA and CD will be triggering these things, and this will be completely implemented in CI/CD framework, and you will be having the AWS server, and you will be deploying the things and show it us with the Docker setup too. So if you are doing this, you will become a DevOps engineer. So like this, I have something for you, which is DevOps overview or DevOps project or project overview. Or just overview. Over. Yeah. You see, this will be the project overview. So what we will be doing is, we will be completely using the infrastructure with the AWS. Okay. So we will be creating a server called Git server, and we will be having the application called Grant, which is a real-time application which I have, and we will be setting the user access setup. So we will be having the different user ourselves. We will be having the master Git server, and we will be creating ourselves the groups and the access management system, and we will be working on the branching structure. So complete Git setup will be end-to-end. Real-time setup will be done by using this one. We are going to create the Git server as an Ubuntu server. We will be installing that. We will be doing the access management on that, and we will be practicing all our Git concepts in this kind of mission, so that we will be feeling the real-time things. And next is going to be the same, the Jenkins. So Jenkins also you please install, and Maven also you please install, and you work on this Jenkins with the CI/CD concept. Now the Chef also you can do everything in there. So whatever I have told, the setup is going to be done in the AWS. With the AWS infrastructure, we are going to do the setup, and we are going to stimulate this as a final project. And the application, whatever we have, is a real-time VAR application, which is a Java application. That application is going to be deployed and in the different environment by using the AWS and with the Docker. And we will be creating a complete VPC to do this. So this is how our final project will work. Okay. So is it clear what is DevOps now, and what are all the tools involved, and where these tools are getting placed? That is the main thing now. Okay, and what is the tutorials that we are going to see? So what are all the technical tools, concepts that we are going to see? So this is what the overview in this demo is. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, how many days it will take to complete?
Minimum 40.
Okay.
So it depends. So maybe 1 hour. So first, initially for 2 to 3 weeks it will be 1 hour, and later it will be 2 hours class.
Okay.
So So minimum 40 hours is required to do this.
Okay.
Can you provide your contact number? No, Manish, it's difficult, right? You have to contact my consultant. How can I give your, how can I, or, okay, fine, I will give it to you. Manish, can you, I will take care. Okay, fine. So Sun Training is telling you, he will take care. Fine, okay, no issue. But it's better to talk to my consultant who is, yeah, I will not name him, but it's better to talk to my consultant who arranged this demo. Okay, so guys, so do you have any questions, or I am planning to sign off? So how many questions do you have now?
Now we will study today and we'll let you know have doubts.
Okay, fine, bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiran, bye-bye. So you
Yeah,
don't
bye,
have
sir.
problems? Okay.
Yep.
Rakesh, bye-bye. See you.
Thank you.
Okay.